Si Joie Pabilando ay isa sa mga kilalang watercolorist ng bansa. Kasama ang ibang mahuhusay na watercolorist, magkakaroon sila ng exhibition sa July 11. Atin siyang kilalanin sa aking interview sa kanya.
Hi guys, hi Randy. Thank you so much for an invite or making me a part of your YouTube channel. Regarding dun sa kung paano nagsimula ang free flow, siguro dito mabubuo kung wala ang pangalan ni Erwin Malyari. He's a friend of mine. He asked the Gallery Roberto for the show. If I'm not mistaken, that was early August of last year. Binigyan siya ng slot to form a group, but it was only for a smaller group from the beginning. Originally and personally, he first contacted me and he asked me for the lineup of at least 5 watercolorists on the list. But later, siguro mabot pa ng ilang buwan, we had to decide to make it 10 para magkaroon ng absence of uniformity ang gallery or ang show. To cut the story short, we haven't decided the title yet. Kung kaya nagkaroon kami ng chat group at binuo namin ito just to find the good title. Nagtulong-tulong kami, collaboration dun sa title na ginawa namin that would only fit for the group's show. Since naisip namin ang month of July is maulan, or it is also considered the wet season, and it is typically begins in June with typhoons possibility from August through October. So we let the gallery pick the title for us or for the group, and the team has finally come up with the title Free Flow, and which all of us are happy of the title that has been given. This inclination to art started when I was about 6 or 7 years old. I began to pick up my pencil or use crayons to draw random pictures and scribbles. This defined me, or my first stage to move my arm and work with my drawing tool. Being a young kid, I had idols, of course, or inspiration, and it should not be any surprise at all. And I look up to lots of people who are inclined to art, like my cousins, friends, and neighbors who are really knows how to draw. I tried to mimic them and learned from their interesting style of drawings and paintings. I did not see myself as a draftsman after I finished my 4-year course in architectural in college. My passion was not there. I could really feel it. Instead, it hooked me to doing a comic book and making commission paintings for so many years. They are my stepping stones. Then I attempt another field, which is animation, until I shifted again to paintings in the early 2000. In my paintings recently, as you guys observe my raindrop series, It is very interesting to think about inspiration, not only to generate ideas as a force to implement them into actions, which are push me to do some research, of course, observations, and incorporate self-care strategies regularly. I'm actually a fan of oil, medium, and acrylic. I started using them when I joined a competition in 2000 to 2012. At pinapalad naman na manalo at makapasok. Naging matunog lang itong watercolor in the 90s because of Mr. Toti Serda. Since kakilala natin siya at naging kasamahan sa comics, sinubaybayan ko ng mga gawa niya at mga exhibits up to now. Proven na he is really good at it. I try different things and strokes para lang makuha ko siya. Doon ko na realize how watercolor provide me limitless opportunities to add special effects and variation to my style. At syempre, simple to process. It is easy to frame. Look at the paintings behind me. And one of the technical lesson I learned in painting watercolors is the aspect of how it works and the light shoots through your brush strokes or of color, hits the paper and bounces back through the pigments, giving you the great color. The more I use it, the more I enjoyed its many fine qualities. The status of watercolor dito sa atin, the more na maraming naiinganyo gumawa at magpinta ng watercolor, the more din siyang tatangkilikin. Feeling ko mas aktibo siya ngayon compared sa mga nagdaang panahon, and that is my observation. If you're going to dig down the past, speaking of those famous artists during the 1800s like Vincent van Gogh, Frank Webb, Milford Zorns, Andrew Wyatt, I don't know how you pronounce it, at marami pang iba. However, meron pang nagawa si Albrecht Dürer. That was 1502 to 1526. Yung Greek piece of turf niya. Studies of lilies at yung young air. These are watercolors. Na ang alam ko, until now, they have been protected. He was the first painter to use watercolor and popularize the use of that medium. Well, my take on this, it would mainly depends upon two factors. The first one, the type of paper that you are used and the presence of moisture. And if you really want the watercolor painting to last for long, use an acid-free paper and a high-quality watercolor paints. There is no really special finishing necessary. Once the paper dried completely, the chemistry is done. My experiences during my trip abroad was incredible, especially in a very large watercolor competition in France na dinaluhan ng ibang Asian and European countries. It gives me a sense of achievement because if you win a prize, it means that you work for it and it's paying off. It is an emotion, validation, and recognition. That's how I feel. And working with the Aquarel team was awesome. They treated me as a wonderful competitor, and we had a nice time sharing our demonstration with other guest watercolorists and visitors. I would like to take this opportunity to thank people of Town and Aguillon and to the director of Watercolor Festival, Jackie Langley, and Miss Susie Badimon. And I was very happy being with them and the people and friends. And by the way, Free Flow, malapit na po. This is a watercolor group exhibit that artworks in style that range from hyper realistic to loose expressive pieces. You could only see this at the Gallery Roberto. The opening reception will take place on Saturday, July 11 at 5 p.m. Remember, it is physical show with distancing. See you there. Once again, thank you so much, Randy.